Friends, today's NRI Summer program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisummer@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Welcome back to all our listeners on NRSMA. Continuing our special series on voice. Today the focus will be on the flood relief efforts in Assam. And joining us today on our show is Vaishali all the way from Assam. Vaishali, very warm welcome to NRSMA.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello to you and all the listeners.
Thank you. So Vaishali, first of all, I'd like to start off with the situation in Assam when the floods hit. Given that there was very little media coverage, most of us, including myself, do not know the exact situation on the ground. So can you please help us understand how bad the situation was and how long it took for you guys to actually start getting into action?
Yeah, actually, due to heavy rainfalls and the cloud burst on September 21st night, actually. So the water set in the villages sometime around 10 a.m. in the morning of 22nd September. Okay. So the water level, it reached up to 15 feet in some places and 9 to 10 feet in some other nearby places. So what happened, the nearby places to the rivers, it completely got washed off. Houses collapsed, no traces of houses, few houses actually. And we surveyed around 6 to 7 villages initially in our first survey. Few people like from Chaigaon district, which was being covered by the media. You must have seen the news reports. So those villages, when we went there, so they said water was not very high here, and the damages, we are quite settled now when we went for the survey. And they recommended us for a few more villages like Dilinga 1, 2, and then Jirima. So we went there, we saw the situations, and the situations were really very, very bad. And relief by government, it was there, but it was not enough, as they say. So people were really struggling very hard for food in those days. They were having raw veggies and raw rice, whatever they could get in hand. So situations were this bad actually.
I see. And and how did you get involved with the relief efforts? What do you do for your profession, and how did you get involved with this relief effort?
Yeah, actually by profession, by qualification, I would say I am an advocate Vaishali Hazarika. But right now I am not into practicing. I just completed my degree some time back and was into some competitive exams and stuff. So since I was not doing anything, I got a call from a friend. So she was like, we are planning to, we are voice, we have done in Jammu and Kashmir, this relief and rehabilitation work. So we want to extend our help to Assam. If there is any NGO or something who could collaborate with us and help us in doing the relief thing. So initially I couldn't get through any NGO who were very much willing and active to support them, actually, to collaborate with them. So finally I could get through this AIDRC. That I can call him a friend actually. So I contacted them, they agreed, and then we started with a small group, and we continued like that. Yeah.
I see. So what were some of the first things that you had done in terms of getting involved with the situation?
Yeah, first thing, once we finalized that we are working, and then we went for a survey. First day survey, and we came to know the food was not sufficient. That was during the Durga Puja time. Durga Puja is quite big in Assam, actually, Assam and West Bengal. So we were of the view that people shouldn't be hungry at that time at least. If we could just provide a meal for a day or two at least. So from the team members and group, we raised funds, and then we bought some food, and then we distributed, and then we started off formally, actually, with all the needs. We studied the priority needs like blankets, medicines, bleaching powders, whatever they wanted. So, and then we could arrange for the things and distributed them uniformly, I'd say, yeah.
I see. And how did you guys go about conducting the survey? Like, I mean, did you approach the government authorities, or you just went on your own to the flood-affected areas?
No. We approached the government authorities with the due permission from the Deputy Commissioner of Kamrup and Gwalpara.
Mm-hmm.
We asked them their suggestions as well, whichever area they would suggest in their view. So, in keeping in mind their views plus our reports from media, friends, family, whatever we got, we went through the survey. We went to do the surveys personally. We took photographs and interviews of local people, and then we proceeded.
I see.
Yeah.
And then once you had the survey done, so you relayed all that information to the voice volunteers, to the online media?
Right. And I must say we distributed within 24 hours, I can say. Yeah, 24 hours to, 1 day, yeah.
I see. So we
conducted the survey on 1st of October, and we arranged for the funds and materials and distributed in the 2nd of October, the day of Durga Puja, actually, the 8th Ashtami, as we say, Ashtami and Navami, and we distributed it. That was the first day of our distribution, actually, yeah.
I see. And I was talking to you other volunteers of the Voice team, and I heard something very interesting in terms of when you do collect, for example, clothes for the people in Assam. I mean, she was talking more about the relief efforts in Meghalaya, but I think it's the same thing with Assam, that you cannot simply send like T-shirts and jeans, especially for the women, and expect them to wear.
Yeah, that's why, since the number in Assam was more initially, the first villages we thought the need is much required, priority needs are there. It was of food, not clothes. And regarding the clothes, people were very clear. We cannot just drape a sari, because they are village people. We cannot just drape a sari or wear a T-shirt. So they were saying, right now we have clothes for us. So if you could focus on food and other stuff, that would be more helpful for us. This was the words from the villagers, actually, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And Assam,
that's why we focus more on food, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, sorry?
And Assam, it's not the first time that Assam had, seen the floods, right? Unlike Jammu and Kashmir, which was the first time in maybe 6 decades or something like that.
Yeah, right. Even in Assam, flood is a regular thing, actually. Flood, we see flood every year, actually, but this time the level of devastation was more, I would say. People said after 2001 and then again in 2003, after a long gap of these years in between, we have seen flood to this level only this year. And we were not prepared for it. Actually, before they used to have flood till waist level water, say 3 foot, 4 foot. That was doable for them. They were quite prepared for it. But it rose suddenly within 2 hours. It rose to 15 feet high. So it was getting difficult for them to adjust to the situations. Yeah.
I see.
So this time the effect was more, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So, but from the previous, whenever the floods happened in the previous years, were there any lessons learned by the government? Like, were there any disaster management things in place in Assam?
Yeah. There is a proper disaster management authority board, I would say, which is working towards this relief and this thing in flood. They focus more in rehabilitation and stuff, but their actions are slow. I'm very, I don't want to say it, but still I'd say their actions are quite slow. So we were just focusing on relief and priority needs at that point in time. And people, we have bamboo in abundance in Assam, in those villages as well. So people from nearby villages as well are helping them to settle their homes and build up their homes actually. In few homes we have nothing left actually, only the plinth, even the concrete houses got washed away, no walls, nothing. So nearby people were also volunteering and helping them in setting up their homes as well. And government, as I have heard, have promised to help them do the rehabilitation thing. Yeah.
I see. And when you went to do the surveys, right? How said you had like water up to 12 feet and 15 feet. So did that mean that all the can you just explain like in terms of the extent of the damage to the people or to the their houses or even for any animals? Like what was the extent of the damage?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, water level rose to 15 feet, 12 feet, as I said. Few houses got washed away where the current was very, very high. And few houses, like only the water level rose to their things which they have inside their homes, that got destroyed. Schools and colleges, you can't even have a look. There's no trace of any benches or books or something.
Wow.
So in that ways, children were very much affected. But then they continued in another place. Like if they have another house or room or any building left, they were continuing their studies there. And government had done their surveys regarding the education. So they were will help within a week or so. So yeah, we hope they have done their part. Yeah.
I see. Now, as I understand, are the relief efforts still going on in Assam, or it kind of slowed down or stopped?
We can say we are quite stopping. I wouldn't say. If I have intimated the local volunteers, local people there, if they need any kind of help, they can call us anytime they want. Okay, since I have not received any emergency call, SOS call, so I assume they are quite settled right now. So, formally we are into closing this Assam relief thing. But if at all we get a call or something, if at all we get any information from anywhere, we are ready to help.
I see. Now, what you did or what you have been involved is primarily on the relief, provide the short-term relief, right?
Right. As of now, short-term relief. But if at all we get a call, like people need some long-term thing, they are expecting something from us, so we will try to help them as much as possible in whichever way it is to be done. Yeah.
But you or the voice team, did you guys think about any long-term rehabilitation work? Like you said, the schools got wiped out, for example. Did you think about reconstructing the schools or at least to support the education or anything on those lines?
Reconstruction we haven't yet thought of, but supporting the schools, we have intimated the villagers. If at all you need anything like stationery, school kids, books, or any help from us, we are ready to help you. But regarding reconstruction of buildings, no, as of now we are not planning to do that.
I see. And and when I think during when the floods were at its peak, and probably for the entire 1 week or so, there probably could be some communication issues too. What was what was the mode of communication? Like, how were you guys interacting? Did you use the social media, or were you relying on the phone calls to just pass on the messages?
No. Regarding the survey thing, we personally went, as I already said, and then every time required, we went there. Till the time they were comfortable with their phones and communication networks are set, it was okay with them. Till then, we went personally, but then once they started calling us, we relied on the phone calls from the local people, affected people actually, not volunteers, I'd say. Okay. We have direct contact with the affected people. Few leaders there say some village panchayat president, or you can say some school teachers. I have given my number personally. I have taken their number, and we communicate likewise.
I see.
Yeah.
So I guess after like, so you have been involved in this for like a little over 2 months, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I were to ask you, or if you were to summarize, like, okay, these are the key lessons that you learned, or these are the key things that have to be done in terms of the preparedness for these kind of disasters, given that Assam is prone to see these kind of floods.
Yeah.
What would those lessons be, or what would you want the government to be better prepared about?
Government, see, we can never stop anything natural like this, like flood. So, like homes near the rivers, they need to be, I guess, like shifted to an area at least. I know water level will rise definitely to that area as well. We cannot just shift an entire village of 500, 600 people to another place. But regarding that, we can at least create some bunds or something. And since this is not very frequent, as I said, after 2003, this occurred in 2014. So we cannot just predict and act proactively. We'll do this, then this can be prevented. Yeah. But
right.
yeah, as of now, if what I learned was, if there is any kind of emergency, we can't wait for any time. Like I don't want people again to suffer. We don't want people again to suffer without food for a single day or something. So water level will be that high, but at least if we could help with preliminary food or something, that would be something what I'd like to do actually.
I see.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for your time today on Anarasama Bashali, and great work. Hopefully, I sincerely hope your efforts, will be some lessons learned even for the people around you and even for the government authorities going forward.
Yeah, it was all my pleasure talking to you and conveying my thoughts and views regarding Assam flood. And thank you for the interview. I'm really pleased, yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.